Here's a question nobody wants to answer honestly. If Iloilo is smaller, quieter, and less flashy than Cebu and Bacolod, why are people constantly comparing themselves to it? Why does a city that supposedly doesn't matter keep showing up in conversations about livability, planning, and urban success? The truth is uncomfortable. Cebu and Bacolod are not afraid of Iloilo's size. They're afraid of admitting that Iloilo got something right, something they overlooked, delayed, or ignored. And today, we're going to talk about exactly what that is. Let's be clear from the start. This is not about saying Cebu is bad. Cebu is powerful, influential, and economically strong. This is not about saying Bacolod has no potential. Bacolod has culture, charm, and opportunity. This is about one thing only: why Iloilo's approach to city building quietly exposes the weaknesses of louder cities, and why that makes people defensive. Cebu chose speed. Growth first, infrastructure later. Fix it when it breaks. That created traffic that feels permanent. Burnout disguised as productivity. A city that works, but exhausts its people. Bacolod chose ambition. Big titles, big promises, big branding. But execution lagged behind vision. Iloilo chose something less exciting, but far more dangerous: direction. Every major project answered the same question: does this make daily life better? Not louder, not bigger. Better, that difference is where the tension begins. No city likes admitting it missed an obvious move. Iloilo invested early in walkable public spaces, river rehabilitation, market modernization, flood control, calm, connected urban design. None of these went viral at the time, but years later, they're paying dividends. Admitting Iloilo got it right would mean admitting some projects were built for ego, not people. Some land was sold too quickly. Some planning was short-term. That's not an easy conversation. So instead, the response becomes, it's overrated, it's boring, it's too small to matter. Dismissal is easier than reflection. Here's the real threat. Iloilo proves that. You don't need endless skyscrapers to feel modern. You don't need constant congestion to feel important. You don't need chaos to generate opportunity. For cities built on the idea that growth must be loud, Iloilo is an uncomfortable counterexample. It asks a dangerous question. What if success is measured by how livable a city feels, not how busy it looks? That question alone rattles the system. Bacolod and Iloilo are natural comparisons. Same region, similar size, similar potential, but their trajectories diverged. While Bacolod debated identity, Iloilo built systems. While Bacolod leaned on charm and reputation, Iloilo invested in infrastructure and discipline. That doesn't mean Bacolod failed. It means Iloilo moved earlier and more decisively. And admitting that hurts more than rivalry ever could. Here's something rarely discussed. People are leaving noisy, stressful cities, not because of money, but because of quality of life. Iloilo feels slower, cleaner, more breathable, not because it lacks ambition, but because it planned for humans, not just vehicles and profits. When visitors experience that calm, it quietly rewires their expectations. And cities that didn't plan for calm start feeling defensive instead of curious. This is where it gets ironic. While some locals dismissed Iloilo as nothing special, global institutions paid attention. Why? Because the world values sustainability, resilience, climate adaptation, long-term governance. Iloilo checked those boxes quietly. No hype, no drama, just results. Recognition didn't come from shouting, it came from consistency. Here's the part most people miss. Admitting Iloilo got it right doesn't mean Cebu or Bacolod failed. It means there's something to learn, there's still time to adjust. Growth doesn't have to be painful, but learning requires humility. And humility is harder than rivalry. So here's the real reason Cebu and Bacolod struggle to admit Iloilo got it right. Not jealousy, not insecurity, but because acknowledging it would force an honest question. If a quieter city can feel more livable, what does that say about the choices we made? Iloilo didn't win by being louder. It won by being intentional, and sometimes, the hardest truth to accept is that the right answer was visible all along. We just weren't ready to choose it.